Good morning, welcome to Planet Mojo. Today I'm going to get rid of the last remnants of the old vineyard. This is all of the vines. I took these out last spring, but the bird was nesting in here, so I didn't want to light this last year. And now I want to get this burnt before they start making a nest back in there again. Got to get rid of this stuff. So looks like we got some firewood right in here. I'm going to put a little bit of accelerant on this stuff and just torch it up. This should be a fairly short video. Once I get this burnt up, we'll go take a look at the trees I planted last year. I haven't looked at them at all since last fall. It'll be interesting to see what they look like. They should just be tiny little twigs with nothing on them, but it'll be interesting to see anyways. Okay, let's get this burnt up. We have a fire flap just in case it starts getting out of control. Not really much chance of that. I don't think it's even going to go down the ditch or anything. I wouldn't want this stuff to light up because of the bird nest and the electrical box. Okay. Get our torch and our torch lighter and the accelerant, and we'll get to work here. Yeah, this stuff is not going to burn real easy because everything is so far apart from each other. I just had to add some accelerant to it. But I'll just have to keep doing that. And then once this firewood right here, I put that underneath this stuff. Once that gets going, I can just start raking stuff on top of that. Yeah, it's not going to be super easy, but we'll get a little bit more accelerant on this, which is diesel fuel, and then we'll go take a look at the bur oaks that I planted last year. All right. Basically, all I'm looking for here is to see if anything got in here and damage the plants. Like mice can get right into there, but deer can't. This one was doing really good last year, and it's really hard to tell from looking at it right now, but that is pretty nice and healthy. Got to get a little more grass growing in here. That one looks just fine as well. Yeah, you don't expect mice to be out here in the middle of a field. And these were probably buried under snow over the winter. The two that are closest to this line of grass right here, that's where the animals come from. So I used what I had left of this hardware cloth on these. Look at that. This whole thing spun around. It came off of its hooks. Pulled them up. I'm gonna have to come down here and work on that a little bit, but the tree itself looks just fine. Yeah, I'm glad I came down here. Okay. Yep, all the trees look just fine. I think I'm gonna put a spike like this on this one over here. Yeah, this came off as well. Usually these hold really well, but the wind caught on these tight little squares and just lifted this up. Yeah, I'll have to get that fixed as well. So this stuff is looking just fine. Let's get back to that fire and wrap this video up. Yeah, a lot of memories down here in the vineyard. It's really weird seeing it like this. We got a ball over here. I'll go grab that real quick. Yeah, I raked this up a little bit and that's burning pretty good. Burning pretty good over there as well. Get this going right here and we won't have much to do later on. Okay. Yeah, this is gonna burn down just fine. I think what I'm gonna do is just rake all of this stuff right into here. It's pretty thick right in here. If it doesn't burn by itself, yeah, it really can't go anywhere. This is what it did over here, and it just went a little bit and stopped over here. If the tops of this stuff burn, that's no big deal, but it's not gonna like spread anywhere. It just rained yesterday and it's not super windy today, which is why I chose today to burn. Yeah, that burned pretty darn good right there. All these little nubs will be easy to rake. This stuff is not the easiest to rake when it's a full vine. So if I can burn the vine in half, it'll be a lot easier to rake into a pile. And once I have a nice pile down there, this will burn up really nice. But I am out of diesel fuel, so I'm gonna have to run and get some diesel fuel, and we'll burn the rest of this a little bit later on. Okay, I ran out of time and diesel fuel on the last burn, and since then, yesterday it was really windy out, so I went down and got that stuff all raked up. So it's all ready to go. I got a fresh thing of diesel fuel, so we're gonna head down there and burn that. I got to get rid of this stuff first. That goes to the other burn pile. I got to burn that today too. I got to get it done real quick because the wind speed is going to pick up real soon, and if it picks up too much, I won't be able to burn. So let's get moving and finish this up. Okay, this is the edge of where it was yesterday, and I got everything raked up into this pit here, and that firewood is right in here somewhere, but I'm gonna douse this good with diesel fuel, get it lit, and then I have to go up to the burn pile up there and light that as well. Actually, I'm gonna let this one burn out pretty much before I head up there, because I have to stay there and watch that one. Maisie May. Hi, big kitty. Fancy meeting you here. Okay, let's get some diesel fuel. Whew. That is already hot as hell. Whew. Hopefully that lights up really well. I'm probably gonna have to rake up a little bit after this is done and do a final little burn, but I'm gonna hang out here and let this burn down a bit, and then I'm gonna head up and get that other pile burned. Yeah, it's very rare that you get no wind like this and it's not raining. It's a bit windy. Not sure how the sound's gonna come out on this, but I came down here to rake this up a little bit and toss some seed down, and there's a mat in some places maybe 4 inches thick of old grape leaves. It's composted pretty well, but I don't want to plant into 4 inches of that stuff. What I'm going to do is rake all of that down into here where I got a low spot, and we'll toss some seed, and that'll be it. This is still pretty hot, but not a whole lot left to it. There's some coals down inside of there, but for the most part it's out. Yeah, it's too windy to record other than time lapse, so let me just rake this down here and then we'll sign off. Yeah, right now the wind is at my back, but it's a good 15-20 mile an hour wind that'll really mess with the camera. Let me get this raked up and I'll get back with you when I'm done. Okay, it's the next day. I gotta hurry up with this. The neighbor just went to go get the kids from school up at the road, and they'll be back real soon. Yesterday, the neighbor kids came home and they were making a big ruckus over there, so I didn't want to film the outro then, and if I don't hurry up, I may not be able to film it now. Yeah, this is going to be real nice. With this all grass through here, I'll be able to drive the gator down into the field here. Not that I'll have a huge amount of need for that, but I haven't really been able to do that for a long time because that pile of leaves had gotten this pretty tight over here, and I had to go around to the other side. Again, I'm not going to be coming down here all that much, just to check on my trees here and there, and I'll be walking through here. So that's it. I got this seeded. I don't know if I showed that or mentioned it, but you could see the grass seed there, and you could see the nitrogen. I'm going to do the same on that stuff once I add a little bit more dirt, but that's it. That is what remains of the vineyard. Just a little bit of ash. Okay, that'll wrap up this video. Got a ton of videos coming out. Got kind of a backlog of them from when I was sick. I have stuff that was recorded a good while ago and a whole lot of stuff that I gotta do in the next few weeks. So make sure you subscribe and come back to see that.